So question 5, quite a nice little question here, although I suspect that students might not have liked it quite as much as they should. Anyway, we've got a couple of graphs of f and g, and the first question A, evaluate the derivative of f of x at x is equal to 3. Because we're just looking at straight line segments on these graphs, then when we're talking about evaluating the derivative, we really just want to know what the gradient of the function is at these points. So when x is equal to 3, you can see if we come up here to 3, we're looking at this section of line, and it's a little bit of, what have we got? 2 down and 2 across, so that must be -1. So that would be basically what we'd write down here. f-3 is equal to -1 for the first mark. Then we get pulled into evaluate the derivative of a product. So then on the formula sheet, here we go. I've just copied this off the formula sheet over here. We've got the product rule on the formula sheet. So basically, part A set us up on how to work out the gradients at different parts of the function. And now we've got to work out, basically, we need all of these when x is 5. So we're going to need f prime 5, g of 5, f of 5, and g prime 5. So that's our first job, really, is to list them all out. So f of 5, then we're looking at f of 5 here, which is obviously 1. F of 5, we go up to the function. Here it is, just here, isn't it? So that corresponds to this, whereas f-5 is 1, the gradient of this line there. And g of 5, so now we're looking over at this one. G of 5 is also 5, which is kind of y, but anyway, it is. And g prime 5 is -2. The gradient of this bit of line is 2 across, 4 down, so -2. And then to get the marks on this one, we simply have to put in the right numbers in the right spots. So we've got 1 times 5 plus 5 times -2 brings us up with -5, just using the product rule here. And then the last two on this one asks us for the derivative f of g of x at x is equal to 1. And again, on the formula sheet, the old chain rule is waiting for us here. And so we can see we're going to need basically g of x, and then whatever g of x, we'll need to work out f prime of that value and multiply it by g prime of that value. So let's start by working out what g of x is, and we want it at x is 1. So g of 1 here, let's go up. So g of 1, here we go, is 3. So g of 1 takes us over to 3. So that's this value inside here. So then f prime of 3, so then we go up to the f graph to 3, and we've already worked that value out here. That was -1. So that's going to be -1. And then g prime 1 was over to this graph. G prime of 1, the gradient here is 2 across, 4 up, so the gradient there is 2. And so that's this value here. So we've got -1 times 2 is -2. And that's basically question 5.